Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Today, I have Jason Richardson from Sank Atlantis on the podcast, and I'm absolutely so stoked about this. Now, you might be thinking, oh, Jason Richardson from Chelsea Grin? No, maybe someday, but it's not that Jason Richardson, and he does get that a lot. This Jason Richardson, he is a awesome human being, a talented vocalist, and just an overall great, just genuine human being. And I really think that if you haven't heard of Sank Atlantis yet, take a listen to them. And also, if you can ever meet Jason, he is such a nice person, and you would be absolutely amazed with how kind-hearted he actually is. In this episode, we go over, Sank Atlantis, how it came up, even where the name came from, and his journey through all the bands and all that good stuff. And even we talk about bands that we've shared the stage with, and I mean, he even gets to telling me that he got to meet Mitch Lucker, and that's so fucking cool. Now, something I really like to do on this podcast is also give other podcast shout outs, especially mine's still very small, but there are others out there that don't even know that these ones exist. But there's another Sacramento one in our area called Stay Noisy Podcast. My friends Austin and Kyle both run it, and I highly recommend you guys check them out. They've been doing it for about a little over a year now, I think, and they're getting ready for their season 2 of Stay Noisy, a whole new slew of awesome things. And I only have a couple of podcasts, so if you want some more, check them out. And then you also have Get Tucked, which is Ryan Tuck's podcast. And he's the bassist to Fit for a King / Clean Singer. Amazing podcast. It's very motivational. It's hilarious. And also another one that I also like listening to a lot is called Lead Singer Syndrome. Shane Told of Silverstein. All great podcasts. As for my own, if you want to, kind of keep up on it, I have an Instagram and I have a Twitter. On the Instagram, it's the Breakdown Riff Podcast for Instagram. And for Twitter, it's the Breakdown Riff PC. And I pretty much only post on there when I do upload stuff, episodes, and I'm going to try to create a calendar of some sort. So if you do want to get on the podcast, stay tuned. I am going to have a calendar schedule set up, and you could literally go on there and then, schedule a time that you are down to do a podcast with me. And, if we can make it work, we can make it work. It's going to be really awesome. But until then, if you want to be on the podcast, definitely just message me, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, or text me, or even Snapchat me. And we'll totally make this work. But I have a ton of people that I cannot wait to get on this. This is just the beginning. And again, thank you so much for the support. And here is my podcast with Jason Richardson of Isaac. So, this is awkward. Oh, hi, hello.
Hello.
I feel so bad. Oh my, dude, they sent me out to Fairfield. And then I started storming, and then no one knew how to drive anymore magically, and I'm just like...
That's California. California in a storm, nobody knows how to freaking drive.
Yeah, I felt... And then my last route was to Woodland, so Fairfield to Woodland, and then Woodland to Rockland, and then back home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so I was supposed to be off at 4, and then that didn't happen, of course.
You're good. It's almost the same thing happened at my work, where they're like, I think I had like 15 minutes left, and they're like, do you want to stay for overtime? I'm like, I can't. I'm like,
damn.
we didn't get halfway done with our stuff today. Like, it was bad. And I'm like,
what do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a personal shopper.
A personal shopper?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to say it. It's okay.
I was gonna say where I work, where it doesn't matter, but they're like, if you say where you work and then we find out, you say anything bad, I'm like, then I just won't say.
Yeah, 100%. That's okay. But so how are you? It's been a minute. I haven't talked to you besides on the internet since you were over at my house.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a minute, but I've been pretty good. How about you?
I've had better days, but the podcast really helps.
I feel it. Yeah, today was a really emotional day for me because I don't normally work Mondays. And so I went to work today because they combined 2 of our departments, and so now they're trying to figure everything out. And so they've completely fucked up my schedule. Now I'm working Mondays, and I'm like, I'm sad.
That sucks. So is it 6 days a week?
No, it's 5. The next week it's only 4, but I think the week after that's going to go back to 5. It's all jacked up right now, so hopefully they figure their shit out and give me a free.
It's crashing so bad. Hold up.
Is it? Alright.
Yeah. Let me, there you go. That might help. Because I know, I had to do this with Andrew. I had to turn my video off, and then all of a sudden it worked, really well.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's good, though, right now. I don't know. But I'm going to switch off from Skype eventually. This is just the only way I know how to do it right now. I've seen, I think my friends in the Stay Noisy podcast, I think they use Zoom or Zencaster or something like that. I haven't tried it yet, so.
Oh, okay.
Over time, this whole podcast thing will get better.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, dude, it was pretty cool to be able to talk to Andrew about, Atlantis, sorry, not Atlas. But, I didn't want to say just keep saying the full name constantly, but, for Atlantis, so you're the original member to start it off. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I started this, oh gosh, when did I start this?
In a galaxy far, far away.
Pretty much. I want to say it had to have been 2011 when I started it, and it was just going to be me, and I was going to have people come in and help me write and stuff like that, and it was just going to be like an online thing, because I kept either getting kicked out of bands for stupid reasons, or the bands just, nobody had the same drive that I did.
Yeah, that sounds about right for most people these days.
Yeah, so, I used to be in a band called Every Hand Betrayed.
No way, oh my god, so was, what's his name, Richie was in it.
Yep. That band has had so many members. Not talking shit, I love those guys. But, even Kyle will be like, yeah, I don't even know what to say about all the member changes.
I don't know, man. I think about it there are a lot of bands, even Beartooth was just, what's his name, Caleb Shomo, and then he's had, a bunch of members, that he hired, and then he finally made a final, full band member set. So it's even Bring Me the Horizon, they've been a 4-piece for the last 3 records, but realistically, they have a 5th guy that comes and plays all the extra parts. So it's it's almost it's
as long as the same songs are being played and the music's still being created, and I just think, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's okay for members to be switched out because of life, you know, it happens. Like, why stop supporting a band because they have a new guitarist or a new vocalist, you know? I just feel like it's like, the other members in the band matter, you know?
Exactly. It's like, when the band, was it, Lost Prophets?
Yeah.
When that shit came out about the lead singer, everybody was bashing on the entire band. It's like, no. That was the lead singer, you know. The whole band is not the lead singer, and the lead singer is not the whole band. Like,
yeah.
Don't bash on everybody just because one bad egg, which I'm sure we can both agree that man is a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, no, as soon as I heard it, I was like, man, I fucking loved that one song. It was on Guitar Hero. That was the first time I ever heard it. And then I was like, man, like, the songs are so good. Yeah. And then I found that out shortly, and I was like, oh, dude, like, that guy sucks. Like, he's fucking trash.
I was the same way.
That's really
broke
sad.
My heart. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's kind of like, it's like Suicide Silence, too. For me, I'm like, dude, the last record that they put out with Eddie on it is honestly solid as fuck, in my opinion.
I actually haven't, like, really listened to the whole album, but what I have listened to from that one, I will admit, it's pretty good. But the one before that one, I could not listen to it.
No, there's not one song on it that was good. But they played Doris live when I saw them, and it was actually really badass live. Like, no joke, it was fucking badass live.
That's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, sorry, but you know, keep going. Like, I want to hear more about Atlantis and where it came out.
All right. So I was drumming for Every Hand Betrayed.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, they let me go because they were going in a different direction, and they could tell that I wasn't going to be able to do the things that they wanted to do. Back in the day, like, was I upset when it happened? Oh god, yeah, I was beyond pissed. But now, looking back and seeing the things that they're doing, I'm like, yeah, I would not have been able to do that. I'm glad they did what they did and kept going and made the music that they are making now.
Yeah.
And so, at my last show with them, I got, who was it? It was the guitarist from my very first band had come up to me and asked me if I wanted to join his new band. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I do, you know? Like, I'm going to leave one band to get into another one. Cool.
Yeah.
So, I did that. We practiced for a couple of months, and then I was getting married, and they decided to kick me out because I was getting married.
Oh, man. That blows.
Right? Because apparently you can't be married and be in a band. It just doesn't happen.
Oh, my God. I can understand if it's like, oh, yeah, like, you have kids and you never come to practice and you're married now. Like, do you really want to be in this band or do you want to be a family man? Like, that's okay. It makes sense. And that's what happened to our old drummer, Ugo, is that he decided, I want to have a baby. And we're like, dude, that's badass. And he's like, that doesn't bother you? And we're like, no, like, dude, if you want to be a dad, go be a fucking dad. Like, we'll find another drummer. Like, it's okay. Of course. Yeah.
By the way, if anybody listening hears, you know, a bunch of meowing, I have 4 cats that think they're starved of attention.
Oh, yeah, I could hear them all. They're adorable.
just to let you know. But no, I feel the same way. It's like, there's so many musicians out there that are married that are still in bands. There's so many musicians out there that are moms and dads that are still in bands. It can be done, but if it's going to affect the band, then yeah, you need to do something about it. My wife is one of the coolest people ever. She is so supportive in everything I do, and like if I'm saying like I don't know, I might miss practice, she'll literally kick me out of the house so I can go to practice.
That's awesome. That's
Right?
really awesome.
Right? I love her. So they just up and kicked me out because I was getting married. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own thing. That way nobody can kick me out because it's just going to be me.
I'm going to try doing the video again so you can see me.
You're good. And so I started I Sank Atlantis, but I was like stuck between like so many different names, and then I think I got it down to 2, which was I Sank Atlantis, and the other one was I Set Rome on Fire.
I Set Rome on Fire. I like I Sink Atlantis better.
Exactly, and I was just like, every time I said I Sank Atlantis, I'm like, that was just cooler.
It's just easier to say as well. It just
too.
rolls off the tongue. I Sink Atlantis.
Right, like it just, yeah. And so I started that, and then one of my friends asked me if I wanted to join his band, and I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll give it a shot. Which turned out to be my old band, Engraved in Armor.
Nice. That's cool too.
Oh, that band actually did some stuff.
Like what?
We never toured. We did get pretty close, but we opened for, who was it? We opened for Silent Planet before they got big.
Wow.
Same thing with Hotel Books.
Nice.
In the same show, they were touring together, and they came through Orland. And so we ended up on that show. We opened for Currents before they got big. They came through Orland. There's another band that I, for some reason, cannot remember the name of it, and they're huge now. And they came through Orland.
Damn.
Yeah. Our first big show was with No Bragging Rights and Being as an Ocean at the Boardwalk.
2015?
I do believe so.
Or 2016?
Yeah, I think it was 15.
15?
Let me see if I can find the flyer while we're talking. But for some reason, like every time I try and look for it, I can never freaking find it. But
I went to see them play in 2016 at Boardwalk, Being as an Ocean. But I don't remember who was on the bill. Who else? Okay.
I was about to ask if you knew who else was on the bill, because that was a really fun show.
I was in a really bad mental state of mind and emotional state of mind around that time. So, like, that's when I started, like, heavily being in, like, how do I say it? That's when I started becoming really depressed in life. And, like, that's when it was, like, peaking. So, like, a lot of my memory from 2015 till 2018, a lot of my memory of those years are just gone. I just remember, like, a couple things here and there.
I feel it. But yeah, so we played that show, and Joel from Being as an Ocean actually threw down in our pit. Like, he threw down hard in our pit.
That's cool.
Right.
I played with Being as an Ocean back in, like, 2014. It was a festival, and they actually ended up on it.
That's awesome.
And We Came as Romans was there, As Blood Runs Black. There was like 100 fucking bands on the bill.
We, when I was in Every Hand Betrayed, we did a festival in Long Beach, and it had...
Was it the Queen Mary?
Yes.
I played that show in my old band.
Really?
Yeah. Well, wait, which one? Was it the Rock the Boat Fest?
No, it was Harbor Hunt.
Oh, no. I played Rock the Boat with
You
Iris
played
LeBear once and The Word Alive.
I remember that one. We didn't get to play that one, but Justin Parker, the old vocalist for EHB, when he joined A Plague Upon Her, they played that show.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah, but the year we played it had Stick to Your Guns, Attila, As Blood Runs Black, oh my god, Winds of Plague.
Oh, nice.
There was a couple more, but I'm spacing out so bad.
2013 or 2012.
The one we did was 2010.
2010? Holy fuck. So, wait, that means As Blood Runs Black still have their original vocalist, I think, around then.
I think so.
Because the new vocalist is named Chris Bartholomew, and he's not the original vocalist.
No?
No, but they stopped doing anything back in 2015. That was their last tour show they did was in 2015.
All right.
Yeah, which sucks because they're my favorite. I've seen them maybe 10 or 15 times live.
That's like me with Silverstein. I love Silverstein, and every time they come through, I'm always there. And I met Shane, their singer, the first time I saw them live, and he was just the sweetest person you can ever meet. And ever since that, they became my favorite band just because they were such cool, sweet people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, their bassist, Billy, him and I were picking on each other after the show, and it just made me love them even more, you know?
That's so cool. I hope people have that, kind of positive interaction when they meet anybody from TLT. That would be nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all you guys were super chill when I met you for the first time, so I love you guys.
Well, we try to be as nice as we can, especially when we have guests come over, because, when you came over, we were having kind of a good, little barbecue, kickback party thing. Mm-hmm. Man, we had a lot of people. We had, 20 people there? 15, 20 people?
Yeah, there was a few people.
Yeah, and it was, so random for everybody to just come over.
So I cannot, for the life of me, find that flyer.
It's all good.
But, yeah, I think the biggest show that we played, not people-wise, because sadly there was only 25 people that showed up to this show, but yeah. It was with the biggest band we had ever played with, which was a Skylit Drive.
Aren't they from, Lodi? Or is that Skillet?
No, their drummer is from Lodi, but I'm pretty sure all of them are from Lodi. Which is crazy to think, because it's right down the road. Not literally, but they're super close to where we are. Compared to all the other bands that we listen to, which is crazy.
Yeah, I know, okay, you want to know something else that's crazy? Do you know the band Creedence and Clearwater?
It sounds familiar.
They're the band that play Fortunate Son.
Okay.
It ain't me, I ain't no fortunate. That band, they're from fucking Lodi.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude, they have a song called Lodi, and they sing about driving up down I-5 and 99, and going through Modesto and shit and Lodi.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, I just found that out not too long ago, and so every time someone talks about that Lodi or a band from the area, I'm like, dude, guess who is from that area?
Yep.
And so to me, cool. I'm I always thought they were from New York or something, or I don't know, just not from here. I just never thought they'd be from here.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
I see your cat. Hello, kitty. You're on the windowsill.
Oh, yep, that's one of them. That's Theodore. He's fat.
Theodore? I love it. I don't have any animals. Well, I have a puppy, but it's at my parents' house. I can't have any animals at my house.
Lame.
Yeah, he's a little like a Yorkie Pomeranian mix. He weighs like 3 pounds.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, his name's Lewis, and he just licks everything. He just like, you go to like, you're like, Lewis, stop licking. He just starts licking the air, and you're just like, what are you doing? There's nothing there. Oh. Yeah, I posted him on like Snapchat and Instagram, and I post him like around every now and then whenever I go see them. But yeah, dude, like, you know, this is really cool. Like, I feel so bad that I'm just so late on trying to get this together.
No, you're good. Like, these things, they, you know, sometimes they just take time to get through. It's all good. It happens.
Yeah, I got like, actually, I have a lot of people that want to do this, and I'm just like, the amount of messages, like every time I drop a new episode, I have like 2 to 3 people that are like, hey, can I get on it? And I'm like, yeah, just let me make a calendar. I think this week I booked like 15.
Dang.
But I started telling people, I was like, yo, like, I gotta do it, like, I gotta spread this out. I can't do 15 in 1 week. I don't have enough time, and I have a girlfriend that I want to spend time with, and I want to reflect on my own fucking stuff, especially when, like, my job gives me so much anxiety sometimes. So it's like, I can't do that many that fast.
Yeah, because there's going to be days where, you know, you're going to like, I just need to go home and I just need to chill.
Exactly. Like, dude, that was almost me today, but I was like, no, like, I gotta do this with Jason, and then I got another one with my buddy Kevin that I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah, so that one, he lives on the East Coast, so I'm gonna do his at like 6:10, so that I'm trying to do like 40 minutes with him so that I could, you know, make sure he goes to bed early enough for work the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we got plenty of time on ours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got time.
Yeah. But, well, so what's next for Atlantis? I saw you guys I watched the drum cover video today.
Yeah, we've got a couple things in the making. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what they are. I know people are like, but it's your band. It's all of our band.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one that's like, we're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this, and people be like, oh yeah, I already knew these things were coming up, you know?
Yeah.
But I know Andrew touched up a little bit on our full length.
Yeah, and the direction of the sound, kinda.
Yeah, it's obviously we're still gonna we're sad boys, you know, so it's still gonna the lyrics are still gonna be sad and like emotional and raw, and like they're gonna just punch you right in the feels.
Yeah.
But the music that Andrew has been a blessing, like seriously, because I never thought that I Sank Atlantis would even put out a single.
Damn.
Before I met Andrew, because I was like almost gonna give up on music. Engraved in Armor broke up, and I was like holding on, trying to keep it going. We almost played at the Senator in Chico with We Came as Romans and like Modest of Flames.
Oh, nice.
But half the band quit.
Oh.
Luckily, we didn't drop the show. We were trying to find people to fill in. I was going to have my buddy Arthur, who actually ended up being the first drummer for I Sank Atlantis. He was going to fill in on drums, and then I was going to move to vocals.
Yeah.
So we had something going, but I guess whoever was booking the shows double booked 2 of the bands, and so they were supposed to be at the Senator and Aftershock.
Oh, shit.
Same day. So they're like, we already had Aftershock, so they had to cancel the show here in Chico. And so, luckily, JMax Productions emailed me and was like, we have to cancel the show. Sorry, but hit us up, at a later date when there's a show that you guys want to be on, and we'll put you on. So, cool, I have the connections to get a show at the Senator, because that's been my dream, to play on that stage forever. And, I've had so many friends play on that stage, and they're like, it's not that great. I don't care. That's still my dream.
Yeah. Dude, that reminds me of Ace of Spades, because when I first went there, I was like, man. Well, no, here, let me go backwards. For the Boardwalk, when I saw Chelsea Grin play at the Boardwalk back in, 2014, 2013, I think, or something like that.
All right.
And, maybe, it was something like that. I'm gonna say 2015. So in 2015, I saw Chelsea Grin play there. And I was just like, dude, if you're playing at the Boardwalk, you must be a big deal, So I always had this idea of wanting to play it. And then I found out that Ace of Spades was even bigger deal. And I started going to see bands play there. And I was like, I never thought in my mind, I will ever touch that stage. I never thought I would ever, it would have never happened. And
right.
And then when I moved to Sacramento, we, within the first year of us playing, we got a show at Boardwalk. And I was like, holy fuck, we're making moves. Playing a venue that you've always wanted to play completely, makes you more motivated. So once I played Boardwalk, I was like, alright, now I gotta play Holy Diver. Once I played Holy Diver, I was like, now I gotta play Ace of Spades. Now that I played Ace of Spades, now I have to play Aftershock. Aftershock is my next step.
Nice.
It's either that or it's gonna be fucking Swanfest. But I'd rather play Aftershock, only because of the fact that I haven't been to Swanfest yet, so I want to wait till I go, and then I'm down to play it. But Aftershock is my next step in Sacramento, and then it'll be Golden One Center.
That would be so cool.
Dude, it's baby steps, but it's goals. And if you have, a goal, and as long as you work towards that goal, it will fucking happen.
Yeah,
I am, firm believer. A lot of people kind of, give me shit about it, but, dude, it's Franz, man. You can do anything you want in life. Just don't be a fucking bitch. I have, literally, dude, I was going through, the hardest times of my life of, depression and suicide and everything. From, 2015 to 2018. It was, bad. And literally the only thing that kept me going was the fact that it was, I had that shit in my head where it's, I could do anything I want. I just need to keep doing something. I need to keep trying shit. And I don't know, when you see someone, that's, successful off of fucking screaming into a mic, and it's not just Franz, I'm talking about anybody that's successful, It makes me feel like, okay, if they could fucking do it, then I could fucking do it. Even though I'm not screaming in a mic, I could still be a part of that movement with some people.
Exactly.
And so, I don't know, man, whenever someone talks to me about, their suicidal thoughts or their depression, and they feel I'm never going to go anywhere, I'm never going to do anything, I'm like, where were you 5 years ago? You're probably nowhere where you are now. So why don't you, from here till the next 5 years, slowly change your mindset, slowly change your routine, slowly do something different? Especially when there are people that are single and they're, going through, depressive states, because a lot of people deal with that, because they're like, I don't have anybody that loves me, blah, blah. It's okay, I get it, but check this out. If you wanted to fucking get on a plane and fly to Japan and stay for a fucking week, you could do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, why would I do that? I'm like, I don't know, why not?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? You have no strings attached. I'm like, yeah, you have a job, but just say, hey, I'm going to take a week off. Buy a plane ticket now, 6 months ahead. Give yourself a goal. Keep a positive mindset, because every day you're going to be like, oh my god, I can't wait. And it will help retract the depression that you're going. Yeah. And I know, that's not a foolproof plan to cure depression, but what it does is it helps you survive. It helps you live. It helps you look forward to something, because when you have nothing to look forward to, literally life is pointless.
Seriously, yeah.
100%. So you have to be like, I can't wait to go to the movies Friday, or I can't wait for, to go fucking fly a plane. I can't wait to hit the stage. I can't wait. When you set these little weird fucking things, like I can't wait to go golfing, when you set that in your mind, you give yourself more of a purpose to live, which sounds silly.
But it's so true. It could, like you said, it literally could be, I'm going to go to the movies on Friday, and now I'm super excited. You now have something to look forward to all week.
Yep, and work sucks, dude. It's like that whole thing, working for the weekend. Like, that whole song also, I feel like people should buy, if you haven't heard that song, you should listen to that song. Working for the weekend.
Pretty sure I have, but I'm going to go and listen to it again.
Yeah, it's a classic song. It's an older song.
Yeah,
fucking,
yep.
Yeah, it's in, like, movies and shit.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't even remember who the fuck sings it. I'm gonna look it up right now while we're doing this. Loverboy. It's from Loverboy.
Gotcha.
This was made in 1981.
Oh my gosh. Yeah?
Oh, okay, I have a question. Do a lot of people, when you message or send someone a friend request, does anybody ever think that you're Jason Richardson from Chelsea Grin?
All the time. Okay, there's a story behind that.
I want to hear it.
So my wife and I, after we got married, her uncle was in the Air Force, and he was retiring, but he was stationed in Hawaii.
Nice.
So the whole family, including me, got to go to Hawaii for his retirement.
Yeah.
While we're in Hawaii, Chelsea Grin makes the announcement Jason Richardson has now joined as our new guitarist. So me, being the smartass I am,
oh no,
I post on Facebook and was like, so apparently, this is literally how I worded it on my post. So apparently, I now play guitar for Chelsea Grin. I had no idea that I even knew how to play guitar.
That's so funny.
It blew up. Everybody was like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. I knew you'd make it. That's so amazing.
So funny.
Guys, go reread my post, please. Nobody caught on. So, a select few knew that it was a joke.
Yeah.
And we kept it going.
Oh, God.
There was now a time where I am now in Engraved in Armor. We're about to play our first show with Every Hand Betrayed. At the time, Chelsea Grin was on tour with Motionless in White. So, it lined up perfect where I followed the tour and I would post updates on Facebook like, oh, Canada's so great, like, we'll be here tomorrow, this and that, and I'm just going. My mom got in on it.
Oh, God.
And she was commenting, saying like, oh, stay safe out there, I'm so proud of you, I love you, and just making it believable. And it lined up perfect where there was a break in the tour the day I played my first show with Engraved in Armor. So I posted, like, oh, we get a week off, I'm going to fly back home, play my first show with Engraved in Armor, and then I'm back on the road. So many people bought it, and I'm like, this is getting way out of hand.
Oh, no.
The drummer from Born of Osiris added me on Facebook.
No way.
Yeah.
Did he message you about it or something?
He never messaged me, but I posted a status saying, when the drummer from Born of Osiris thinks you're Jason Richardson from Born of Osiris, he liked it. And I thought that was the funniest thing, because Jason Richardson was in Born of Osiris.
Yeah.
And so it just, like, everything lined up, and oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Are you guys still friends on Facebook? Have you talked to him since?
No, but as far as I know, we are still friends on Facebook.
Oh, that's cool. I've only been friends on Facebook with on my old Facebook, I was like capping out 5,000 friends like all the time. So I was always like deleting people and shit, making room for new people. But I was friends with like everyone from I Set to Kill, everyone from As Blood Runs Black. Well, everyone that had Facebooks, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
I was friends with Tut from Fit for a King. Who else? I'm trying to think, like, I'm thinking about people that are like more well known than like, you know, I don't remember. Oh, Sean, the drummer to Attila, but then he deleted his Facebook. He just doesn't even use it. After he left Attila, he kind of like switched up social media. Fuck, who else? I haven't really thought about this. You want to know something crazy though?
Always.
You ever watched The Happy Days?
It's been a while, but yeah.
One of the girls from it, she actually lives, her and her dad, well, her dad lived there, he's dead, but she and him lived in my next, like, literally down the street from me.
That is so cool.
Yeah, and like...
That is so random, but so cool.
Yeah, and you know what's even crazier is that this is this is like where I grew up living, and out in the middle of the country, and the town was actually too small to be a town, so it was considered a colony, a population of like 110 people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they fucking live there.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so like being able to like see them all the time and meet them, they were so average, so fucking normal, but she's just rolling in millions. Because Happy Days, even to this day, still makes money.
Oh yeah.
And like, even with the Fonz still doing still doing movies, he makes
doing
money. Yeah, well, if he wants to, I guess. But he still makes that guy still makes fucking millions.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was watching a clip of an episode where him and Robin Williams were together doing skits, and it was hella funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because it was before Robin Williams had his big break, and he did a guest spot on that show as an alien.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, he's wearing like a red jumpsuit.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good shit.
That was. You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, I got you.
The first time, see, I never played on the stage, but I did get to walk across the stage of the Senator. You know, that's like my dream is I want to play it, but I got to stand on it. Mm-hmm. The reason why I got to be on it was because my friends in a band called A Holy Ghost Revival were opening for Suicide Silence.
Oh my god.
So I helped them load in so I could go and just stand on the stage.
That's amazing.
While I did that, I'm walking behind Alex's drum set, and I got to watch him set up his drum set. And then I actually helped Mitch hang their banner.
Oh my god, that would have been a great moment.
So technically, I got to roadie for Suicide Silence.
For 5 seconds, it counts.
5 seconds.
Put that on your resume.
Right. It was so weird because I'm helping my friend's band, and I'm just standing there. You know, just kind of like dumbfounded, not really knowing what to do, not realizing Mitch is standing 5 feet from me. And he like turns and looks at me and he's like, "Hey, will you hold this for a second?" I'm like, "Sure." I hold it up and we're holding it up and he looks at me and he's like, "What do you think? The 30-footer or this one?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm thinking the 30-footer." And he's like, "I was thinking the same thing." So I helped him pick out the banner.
That's so awesome.
Right? Like, it's another one of those things, super random and super weird, but one of the coolest things that ever happened. You know?
The thing about, like, doing that stuff is that, like, it's like, okay, so here's another good example is, like, you know, me being as friendly and helpful that I am, whenever Blackcraft or Fearless Records comes into Sacramento and does any of the festivals, they always hire me to run the tents. So now that I've been able to do that, I've been meeting band members from those companies.
Nice.
Yeah, and so something else that's actually ended up, like, adding on to that is now that whenever I've gone to, like, Warped Tour, and my friend Brandon that runs both of those companies, well, both of the tent companies, he always gets me now backstage for places. So so now it's like I've worked my foot into the door that way, but, like, at the same time, I always 100% work my ass off for these people, because if I ever need something, absolutely, like, yo, Brandon, like, we're doing next level shit, I really want you to pitch this to Fearless, he will fucking do it.
That's dope.
And, like, I've talked to him about pitching Titan to Fearless, but every time that I was gonna do it, I sat there and I thought about the songs, I thought about where we were in our career, and I was like, we're not ready to submit this is not our best music yet.
Right.
And every time, I always send it to him, so he already knows what we sound like. He's even printed merch for us before. So the name and the sound, he's already been around. And he's even showed it to the PRs of Fearless because of the fact that they're in the same room when they do everything. But I've always told them that we're not ready.
Yeah.
And being on Fearless, I don't know if that would even work for us because of our sound. But with us getting a new vocalist and writing new songs, we sound nothing like we used to be honest. Like 100%.
I am super excited to hear the new stuff.
Dude, I've sent, like, teasers to people, like, randomly. I'm like, oh, I have you on Snapchat, I'll send you to a couple people, boop, boop, boop. And just random people will get, like, some instrumental pieces. Besides, like, were you there for the Facebook live feed that we did?
Sadly, no, I missed it. And, like, I got onto Facebook and I was like, damn it! Because I had seen that you guys just ended. I'm like, I'm pissed.
Yeah, we played an hour set list, and that was including 2 new songs. Damn. Yeah, so I think it was ended up, like, between Instagram and Facebook, it was probably about, like, 25 people that heard it. So that was surprisingly good. Like, every time we finished a song, more people showed up, so we're like, alright, we'll keep playing.
Nice.
So it was really great. But yeah, I don't know. We still have a lot to fucking figure out on our end. We did get a new drummer, and that was the guy Steven. I put his out. We did that one yesterday, actually, in my living room before I took him to the airport. And then Austin, I did Austin's first because I didn't know what to do, so I was like, Austin, be my guinea pig.
Yep, I listened to that one, and then obviously I listened to Andrew's. Yeah. And then I've been trying to keep up.
Yeah, it's all good. I want to get your drummer, or not your drummer. Your drummer. I don't know your drummer's name. What's his name?
Ray.
Ray? Okay, yeah. I have never really talked to him ever, so eventually it'd be cool to get him on here, if he wants to, of course.
Oh, he does. He definitely does.
Oh, tell him to message me if he wants to be on here. We'll schedule it. I just got a lot of people, and
Oh, you're good.
I have more people than I expected, and it's weird to even say that because I didn't think anyone would really want to be on it, but yeah, it's a lot more than I expected.
Which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't expect really anyone that was like, yeah, I fucking totally want to fucking be on it, and I was like, dude, alright, that's cool, like, let me set it up.
Yeah. As soon as I heard that you were doing something like this, I was like, I have to be on it because I've been wanting to do a podcast like this forever. I just didn't have the motivation and drive to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad somebody's doing it, and I'm glad I get to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, like that's my whole premise is that it's like I want to bring people on that, like, have always wanted to do something, but they never knew someone, you know? Because, like, for me, like, I'm like, I've only been on one, and the one that I did was on the Stay Noisy podcast. But before that, I've listened to all these podcasts, and I'm like, man, I want to be on, like, I want to say something to this person that I'm listening to talk all the time. I want to have this conversation with them. And then I thought, you know what, like, I'm just going to fucking start my own so that I can always talk to people, and then I could also, because I feel like I'm a pretty approachable person. Like, I don't think, I'm not intimidating. I'm only 5'5". Like, I am, if you're intimidated by me, then I don't know. Something's wrong with you. I am not intimidating, unless I'm really making, like, an ugly bitch face, and you're, like, intimidated with me. That'd be weird. But, yeah, dude, I even want to bring, like, non-musicians on here, to be honest.
It was like the Stay Noisy podcast. They just did one with
Tyler
from
Caliber TV.
Thank you.
I watched it today twice, or listened to it twice today.
Yeah, I listened to it today, and I had a major brain fart.
It's all good.
But they actually just put out an article on us.
Oh, nice.
And I'm hoping we can try and get on their podcast as well.
Yeah, dude, just hit up Austin or Kyle. They would 100% be down to have you guys.
We've actually been talking back and forth. He hit us up, said that he would like to do the article on us, and we were like just so excited. And he listened to the first. He watched the first video that we put out for Taking Chances.
Yeah.
And then he watched Maelstrom, and then we accidentally released our EP prematurely.
Oh no.
We were supposed to release it like a week later, but we kept forgetting to change the date. So Andrew finally messages me. He's like, you need to get on and you need to change the date now, because if not, it's going to release tomorrow. I'm like, all right, I'm on it. So I changed it early in the morning, but it still didn't get to it in time, and it released the next day. And then it was taken off 3 days later, and we're like, well, we might as well put it back since it's already been out.
Yeah.
So we put it back, and for not having been able to actually, like, promote it, it is doing fairly well.
That's because the songs are good.
Thank you. We've had not a bunch, but we've had a couple people message us telling us how much they like it. I'm not going to say any names, but we did have a kid reach out to us telling us that for the little bit of time that our music's been out, it has helped him so much. And I was having such a bad day when we got this message, and I read it, and it flipped my day total 180. Like, I started crying the happiest of tears, because that's all I ever want, is I want my music to touch somebody.
Yeah.
And, like, I've never been able to tour. 2020, we were supposed to go on tour. We had 3 tours in mind, and none of them got to happen because COVID.
Yeah.
And, we had 2, full tours that we were in the talks of, and then 1 tour we were only going to be on, 2 days, but it was with a fairly well-known band, and we're like, let's do it, and so we had those, and then COVID hit, so I still have yet to go on tour, but so many people have told me, oh, touring's not the best because you don't make money and this and that. I'm like,
not about that.
I don't care about the money. Yeah, I could give 2 shits about the money. I want to go to places I've never been to and play music. If there's people in the crowd, cool. If there's not, cool. At least I'm playing music.
Yeah. Well, something that I like to tell people, like, because people are like, "Oh, don't you make? How much money do you make per show?" You know, blah blah blah. And I'm like, right now, like, I mean, it would be awesome to make money off of a living playing music. Don't get me wrong, like that would be awesome because then I don't have to work my 9 to 5 job and I could focus only on music.
Yeah.
You know, that would be awesome. But right now, so early on in my career, I'm just like, I just want to go on tour and just play in different areas to different people that I've never met. Like, that's all I want to do. If I only made $75 a night or $50 a night, I'm okay with that. Dude, we got paid $35 one time and we were so happy. And the promoter was like, "Why are you guys so happy? It's only $35. I was like, "Dude, $35? That's so fucking cool." Yeah, I'm like, "Dude, we just played for 30 minutes and you paid us $1 for every minute we were having fun." Like, how fucking cool is that?
When we opened for Being as an Ocean at the Boardwalk, we made $100. And we're like, we weren't even expecting, like, anything.
Yeah.
But
it's awesome.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's like, I know our first several tours, we're going to lose money. And that is okay with me. Like, if we save up the money to go, then obviously we had the money to do it. If I come home with nothing, I don't care. At least I got to, be on the road with my two brothers, playing the music that we love.
Oh no, it's cutting out.
Oh.
Okay. I turned my camera off.
It's
all right. I fixed it.
Okay, good. but yeah, no, if we're not, like, I know we're not gonna, like, I don't care, like, I just want to hit I want to play in places that I've never been to. Hell, I want to play in places I have been to.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's not about the money, but would it be cool to be able to live off of it? Obviously, I would love to be able to make a living off of my music.
Yeah.
And not have to, work a 9-to-5 job. But if that's what I have to do in order to play music, so be it.
That makes sense. Actually, here's a tip for anyone that wants to go on tour, and this is like something that I've learned, is the 3 tours that Titan has been on, we have never been negative. And so this is how we did it. Again, everyone has their own way of running, their music or whatever. Right. So we recycle. So what we do, and this is because, we're still a smaller band, so we're still, getting a rhythm of what we do. So for like 5 months, we hold all of our cans and bottles and whatever, we actually hoard all that shit for like 5-6 months. And then we, a week before the tour, also every month we put in like $20. Each member puts $20 into like our little band fund at the end of each month. So we it's that and the recycling. So when we by the time we go on tour, we already have like $300, $400 saved up, And then the other thing that we do is we try to get the first show of the tour, we try to keep it home, and we sell pre-sales that way. And if we sell like 200, 300 pre-sales and we make, $5 from each one, that's $150 that we just made, or $200. Okay. So that's positive. That's all positive right there. And then so say you start out with tour with $500 positive, then any show that you go to, if you make money or if you don't make any money, you're still technically positive because you started the tour with, like, how do I explain it? It's like you don't start out with $0.
Yeah.
So, because if you starting out with $0 would technically mean no one has any gas money, no one has food money, no one has any money. The band doesn't have money. So that means you go to your first show and then you make, so say you go on your first show and you make $100 or $50 and then you put that in gas, then after that you're negative. You're in the negative at that point because you already spent $50 on gas and now you have to try to make money at your next show to even eat.
Yep.
So that's why it's like you start tour with $500 And that's including the first show. That's including the first show that you did really well on. $500, and then every show after, it's either you make nothing, or you made, $35. But it's the fact is that you already made all your money on the first show. You made $300. That should pay for your week, your entire week. That $300 should pay for all of that fucking gas. And the other thing is that I tell everybody in the band, bring your own money for your own food, because if you are paying for your own shit, and we're not, because we don't spend band money on food, we don't spend it on fucking like maintenance for the van, we don't spend it on any of that shit, because the band money goes to recording and it goes towards like merch. But also that's the other thing, is that merch it's a whole other playing field. I have money for gas, I have money for from shows, and I have money from merch sales. So I have 3 different pockets of money that I separate. That way, it's never meshed together, and we always know how much we have per like item, or not per item, but per like thing. So it's like, we have. It's like, how much do we have in our band fund? Well, in our from shows we made, we have $850 from shows we made. And it's like, well, how much do we have in merch? Well, we didn't sell that much, so we only have like $200. And then it's like, well, how much do we have, in our fucking backup? It's like, oh, well, our backup, we have $800 because of all the money that people threw in, and that's the money that we got from recycling, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you separate all these things.
Yeah.
And you make sure everyone in the band knows, if you want to go get buy a skateboard, use your own money. If you want to eat 5 times a day, bring your own money. Like, you got to set boundaries, and every member has to understand that if they need to financially support themselves on tour. And that's for comfortability. That's because if a tire does blow or something happens, you have a couple different sources of income you could pull from.
Yeah. That is smart. I like that.
But everyone is different, though. There's a lot of people that like to run it differently, and that if that works for them, that's cool. That's just what I do. But something else. So I'm gonna have to end this pretty soon because I gotta do that other one. But before we go, a couple things. What is your top 3 favorite breakdowns?
Alrighty, I've been thinking about these for a while since I started listening. So I'll have to say The Winter by Breakdown of Sanity.
Interesting.
Have you ever listened to that one?
No, I have not. I don't think so.
It's really pretty. At the very end, really pretty breakdown. I like really pretty synthy breakdowns.
Okay.
So then another one would be Aquamarine by Silverstein.
Okay, I know that one.
Yeah, the right in the middle. It's super powerful and an emotional breakdown. I love it.
Yeah.
And then number 3 would be Apothecis, Destroyer of Worlds by Anime Fire.
Never heard of any of that. Whatever you just said, never heard of it.
Anime Fire was a band from Australia, I think, long time ago, and they broke up a long time ago. But they were like really like metalcore-y with the synths and stuff, and they had some awesome breakdowns.
Yeah. You have to send me that because I've never heard of any of that.
I definitely will. It's a good song. They were an amazing band. The quality on the recordings aren't the best, but it's still doable.
It's funny because one of my favorite breakdowns is from my old band, and it's like the most trash-ass recording, but like, literally it was recorded on my old iPhone 4S, and it's actually solid as fuck, and I'm just like, it will never see a proper production, and it makes me sad.
That is always the saddest.
Yeah. Okay, so this is where I like to let people know, like, hey, if they wanted to find you, how can they find the band and how can they find your social media accounts?
So you can find the band on Instagram and Facebook, both at Sank Atlantis. You can find me on Instagram at Jason Sank Atlantis. We also, all of our EP is on anything that you can stream on.
Did you go through DistroKid?
Yes.
Same. Always through DistroKid. That's.
Yep.
I tried. What was the other one? CD Baby or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. It didn't really. I don't know.
Luckily, Andrew was the one that was like, if we're doing this, we have to do it through DistroKid, because I've had friends do it from all these, and they say DistroKid's the best, so we just hopped right onto it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. As soon as Jared Dines promoted it, I was like, I asked him. Well, I was at NAMM and he was there, and we were talking. So I don't know if you know this, but I whenever I go up to Seattle or whatever, like that's who I'm like friends with, like that whole group, their whole like their little metalcore group. So nice. When we were at NAMM, I was hanging out with him, and I was telling him about like the new record we were going to put out, and I was like, yeah, I don't think, we're not too sure. We were thinking about doing CD Baby, and he was like, no. He's like, I just got a sponsorship with DistroKid. He's like, go with that. That's what I do for Rest Repose and for all of my YouTube songs. And so we were like, all right, fuck it. So once he told me that, I was like, oh, I'll trust him. He has way more success than I do.
Yeah.
But,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be, the new music will be great. I think. I hope. Instrumentally, it'll be good at least.
I know our new album when it's gonna be a while, because we are still like in the beginning process of it, is already amazing instrumentals. The drumming, when Ray finishes those, it's gonna be amazing. I'm working on my vocals more. Those are gonna be amazing, and then the production value is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna like, how do I say this? I can't say like I'm gonna say I'm gonna, because I already do it, but like I already promote you guys a lot. You guys are honestly like one of the new upcoming bands, even though I know you're not up and coming, but to me you are, because I just found out about you guys, and I
like to think that we would be like an up and coming band, because even though, yes, I've had the band for forever, we didn't start until a couple of years ago. So
yeah.
But I've been seeing that you've been promoting the hell out of us, and we appreciate that so much.
Dude, it's good music.
Thank you. It's so nice to, like, not to sound cocky or like a dick. It is really nice to hear other musicians, compliment you on something that you've worked super hard on. So I thank you very much for that.
Yeah, of course. Always.